you listen up. We got a unit review for you. Today's episode, Withces of Dathomir. Starting with the one, the only, the man, woman, the myth, the legend, Mother Talzin. Her first ability, or tactic ability, is Obscuring Shadows. At the start of this unit's activation, choose another allied Dathomirian unit. One character in the chosen unit may dash. When you're using Maul, you're using this unit. That is tremendously helpful.
Yeah.
Her active ability, Manipulating Hand. For 2 force, you choose an enemy character within 4. The chosen character dashes. You resolve this move. That can be really helpful when trying to take control of points, get people out of the area, things like that. I think I haven't used it all, but I haven't needed to. But other folks like you guys may have.
I haven't used Mother Talzin yet, so I haven't either.
You'll get your opportunity.
Yeah.
Her reactive ability is Life Drain. After an allied Dathomirian character makes an attack, if the defender suffered 1 or more damage, this unit may use this ability. That allied Dathomirian character may heal. I think that's a very helpful ability, especially when you have Maul or any of these Dathomirians and such doing some damage. You can get 1 heal. You can take damage off of Maul because he likes to damage himself, and so on and so forth.
Yep.
Her identity ability, Wrath of the Great Mother. Once per turn, when an enemy character wounds another allied unit, after the effect is resolved, 1 character in this unit may dash, and then may make a 5-dice range attack, hurting that enemy character. I think that's quite helpful.
Yeah.
I like to use it a lot.
Yeah, I don't like it against
range. Wounded. It's a free attack. Maybe you can wound somebody else. Maybe you can do some damage. Next, we'll move on to the combat card.
Now, we're going to the combat tree. She has a range of a 4 and 7 dice. She also has 7 for defense dice on range. That's pretty good.
That is really good.
Melee, you get 6. Still pretty good. And 5 defense dice for melee.
Hey, Tal, you forgot to mention. What side is this?
Oh, yeah. This is the Great Mother side.
Oh, I thought so, but I wanted to make sure.
She's a primary, so she has 2 different sides.
Yep.
So, on her Great Mother side, for the ranged expertise, 1 to 2 is a crit and a hit.
Not bad, not bad.
Pretty good. Especially if you only have 1 expertise, you're getting a crit and a hit off that.
Yep.
3 is a crit and 2 hits. Still pretty good.
Yep.
And then 4 plus is 2 crits, 2 hits.
That could be all the more you need.
I think that's still pretty good because if you get 4 of them, not more than that, just 4, you're getting 2 crits off that.
Yep.
Plus 2 hits, so it's not bad. Her melee is 1 to 2, a hit and a damage.
Not bad. Could be a little bit better, but
it's okay. 3 crit, a hit and a damage.
Once again, not too bad. You got to add that crit in there.
Yeah. And then 4 plus is a crit, 2 hits, and a damage.
That can be very helpful.
Yeah. I just think, damage is okay, but mainly getting the crits in is nice.
Yep.
Defense expertise, 1 to 2 is 1 block.
Man, that's all right.
Yeah. I think the 3 is where it's at.
Yep.
You get 3, you get 2 blocks, and a crit to a hit, and then 4 plus, 2 blocks, crit to a hit, and a hit to a fail.
Yep.
That's pretty good.
You can take that crit, take it all the way down to a fail.
Nope.
Well, yeah, you take the crit to the hit to a fail.
Wow. Yeah, you're taking
if you choose to go that way.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't want to do that. Sometimes there's already one there. Get rid of it.
Then we'll go on the combat tree. You got the first one, a shove and 2 damage.
Shoves are great.
And then if you go in the middle, an exposed and 2 damage.
In my opinion, I think the exposed are one of the best conditions you can give a unit.
Yeah.
Especially the way we play. We do a lot of combat actions.
Yeah. And then I think the best way to go is up top. That way you get that pin to the damage.
Yep.
You're starting off with a shove. You can go in the middle, get the exposed, and then you can pin them.
Yep.
If you go through the middle instead of up top for the pin, then you just get 2 damage.
That's 6 damage right off there, and exposed, and a shove.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
And then if you just went down below, if you didn't want the exposed for some reason, you could get, well, if you need to shove them twice,
Yep.
then I guess, you don't take the exposed, you take the second shove. And then you go back up top for 2 damage.
Yep. That's 5 damage and 2 shoves.
Yeah.
If you're not getting off that point with that, then your game is over.
Yeah. Watch our videos. You'll see my game is over a lot.
Yeah. What about her other side?
Then we'll go to the Wrath side. Still range 4. She gets 6 for ranged attack and 5 for defense. And then this is her more melee side. She gets 7 for melee for attack and 6 defense.
Pretty good.
Yep. Her ranged 1 to 2 expertise is just a hit. 3 is a crit and a hit. 4+ is a crit and 2 hits.
Not bad, but like you said, this is more her melee side, so she's going to want to be in melee a lot more than this.
Yeah. So melee 1 to 2 is a crit and a hit, or a crit and a damage.
Yep.
3, 2 crits and a damage.
Not too bad.
4+, 2 crits, a hit, and a damage.
That's not bad at all.
Then we'll go to defense expertise. 1 to 2 is a block. 3 is 2 blocks, and then a crit to a hit.
That could help a lot.
4+ is 2 blocks, a crit to a hit, and a crit to a fail.
Once again.
Kind of like the other side.
Yep, exactly like the other side, I do believe.
So this one, you can start up top or down below. Up top is 2 damage, and then you would get a heal and 2 damage. And then you would get a free, what's her
Well, you could do the manipulating hand where you move them away.
Yeah.
But remember, you can't use that if you've already used it once this turn. It's not an additional. You only get it once.
So if you didn't want the 2 damage right away at the top, then you'd go down below and start with the disarmed and a damage. So then you're taking the same path after that.
Right. The disarm, depending on situations, it could help. It might not help. You never know.
Yeah.
Then I would say, for her grade, I would probably give her, in a normal list, I'd probably give her a B-. But in a very Dathomirian heavy list, I'd give her a B+ or an A-.
I think that's I don't know, that's the only way I'd really use her is if I'm going to use a lot of Dathomirian.
Yeah, that's the way you have to use her. She's very tag synergistic with Dathomirians.
Yeah.
Next up, Sauvage Opress.
Oh.
Woo.
Right. Now we'll be going over Sauvage Opress. His first ability, Dark Fury. Pay 2 force. Choose an enemy unit within 2. Roll 5 attack dice. Chosen unit suffers a damage for each crit and hit result in the roll. Chosen unit is a force user. Suffers damage from this ability. That unit gains an exposed.
I think that is a great ability.
I hate this ability.
In my opinion, I think Sauvage is one of the highest damage outputting secondaries there is.
Yeah.
Just because not only do you get that ability, but he hits hard with his combat tree.
I don't like him.
I like him. I think he's great.
Well, if I use him, I might like him, but I've only won against him so far, so
Yeah.
I don't like him. His next ability, Furious Rush. Pay a force. Each character in this unit may dash. If this unit is injured, each character in this unit may instead advance.
That's very good, and it's kind of a payoff because he doesn't have, we'll go over the combat tree in a minute, as we usually do. He doesn't have a lot of defense dice, so he may get injured a lot, but on the other hand, he gets payoffs for it. And he does put out a lot of damage back at them.
Yeah. It's good movement.
Yes.
Next one is Overpowering Monster. When a character in this unit makes an attack targeting a primary character, add 2 dice to the attack roll.
Once again, just add on that damage.
Yep.
The good thing about it, that's an innate ability, so it doesn't cost any more force. It doesn't cost any force.
Yep. Next one, Pain is weakness. Character in this unit have protection and steadfast.
And what's nice is it doesn't matter if he's contesting any units or any objectives or not. He has that just naturally. So that first damage coming through, no. That first shove, no. We ain't having it. It helps out when you're trying to hold objectives. It helps out when you're trying to mitigate a little damage off of him so he's not getting injured right away.
The next one, the last one, is Unwitting Brute. When an allied Separatist Alliance primary unit or an allied Dathomirian primary unit starts its activation within 3 of this unit, one character in this unit may dash.
Now, I think that is great mobility.
So, yep, more mobility.
Yeah, it's just a free move when it's not his turn. He gets to go wherever. If he's within, dashing range of a objective, boom, we're on top of that objective. Then it comes around to his turn. If he's not within range, he's going to be within range by then. He's going to be able to get that objective. He's going to be able to stay on it, not get as hurt. But I think that's really good ability. I think he's a really good secondary.
Well, it seems like most or all of the Dathomirians have a lot of mobility.
Yes, they do.
You got Savage has mobility, Ventress has mobility, and Maul has mobility.
Next up, let's go to his combat card. He does not have any ranged attacks. He does have ranged defense dice of 4. His melee attack is 7. His melee defense is 4. So like I said before, he's not the most defending. He's more of just damage output. Which brings me to his expertise chart. For his melee, 1 to 2 expertise is a crit and a damage. 3 is a crit, a hit, and a damage. 4 is 2 crits and a damage. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, the crits especially.
Especially if you're, against a primary unit, stuff like that. It really helps out. You want a Dark Fury Obi-Wan Kenobi, give him an exposed, then you get 2 additional dice. You may wind up wounding him the first time you attack him.
Yeah.
That's pretty powerful. His defense expertise, like I said, he lacks in the defense department, but he makes up for it in the damage output department. He only gets 1 for 1 expertise, 1 block, that's it. Next, for 2 or more, doesn't matter how many after that, he gets a block and a jump. And that jump can come in handy.
Yeah.
Especially if somebody shoves him off a point. You know what? I'm going to get right back in them.
Yeah, like we said, jumps are pretty important in this game, like we said before.
Yes, they are. Like we said in previous videos, on average, you get about 2 to 3 on the tree. He doesn't have a very extensive tree, but he has an interesting tree. Start off, you get 2 damage. And if we just go straight across, you get an exposed to damage, strained to damage, disarmed to damage, and a free active ability for 5 successes on the tree. That can be crazy. Whether you're doing the Dark Fury for free, you're just piling on the damage, whether you're doing the Furious Rush for free and moving where you need to go, pretty good.
I mean, if you can't go down below and wound somebody, you might as well just go up top.
Yes.
That way you're giving them an exposed, a strained, and a disarmed. Just give them everything.
Of course. And then, like Tao here said, that bottom side, that's a lot of damage output. Starting off with 2 damage, another 2 damage, another 2 damage, another 2 damage, and then a free active ability. That's 8 damage right there on 4 successes.
So
that's a heck of a lot of damage output right there.
Yeah.
That's enough to wound a lot of units. Secondary, support. Adding on the Dark Fury, you can wound primary characters in 1 go. Hack him in half.
Yep.
For a grade letter, I would probably give him a B+.
Yeah.
He lacks in the defense department, but he makes up for it in the offense department.
Yeah, some people could give him an A, maybe.
Situationally, yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes if your dice don't work out, you could be B-. You could be...
Could be, yes.
Because if you can't defend and you can't attack,
I mean, just like with any unit, he could be an F.
Yeah.
Just because of his defense alone. If he's just getting targeted and attacked right away, that kind of hurts. Next up, Nightsister Acolytes. And finally, we have the Nightsister Acolytes. Their active ability, Acrobatic Advance. Each character in this unit may jump. When any characters jump, this unit gains a hunker token. Similar to defensive maneuvers that we've seen on the clones, but the exception is they get a jump rather than a straight dash.
Yeah, I think that's better than defensive maneuvers.
I think it is too, just because you can hit any elevation that you need to hit. Next up, they have a coordinated fire, similar to the clones, except for they hand out an exposed.
Yeah, that's better.
However, this one, similar to the clones, is situational and very tag dependent. When a character in another allied Dathomirian unit makes an attack as part of combat action, with 4 dice are rolled, this unit may use this ability. If the targeted character is within 5 of a character in this unit, targeted unit gains a exposed. Like we said before, I think exposed are one of the best conditions you can give to a unit.
It is the best one.
Especially the way we play. We like to hand out a lot of damage and a lot of conditions as much as possible.
I mean, you could say either pinned or exposed is the best. I think those are the top 2.
Oh yeah, of course. Next up, their innate ability, Darkness and Shadows. While this unit has 1 or more hunker tokens, characters in this unit add 1 dice to their defense rolls against ranged attacks. That's very helpful when it comes to defense, because that 1 dice, it could be all the more of whether you get wounded or shoved or anything like that. Having the ability to add an additional dice on top of what you already get with the hunker and cover and all that, that's pretty helpful. Next up, we have Night Hunter. When a character in this unit makes a ranged attack as part of a combat action, if it targets an enemy character that is engaged with another allied Dathomirian character, it adds 2 dice to the attack roll. Once again, I've never really had this come up, but it could help out in a lot of situations. Say, Savage is engaged with Obi-Wan Kenobi. If these guys want to attack him to add on more damage or more conditions, they can do that.
You hate Obi-Wan, don't you?
He always has the high ground.
Every example is, you want to wound Obi-Wan. Say you're in combat with Obi-Wan.
He's too nice. It's always the hello there. Yeah. I don't like it. Too nice. Let's take a look at his combat tree.
His or theirs?
Theirs.
All right.
So you got me all messed up.
Yeah. All right, their range is 5. They get 6 for attack dice, 5 for defense. Their melee is 5 for attack, 4 for defense. So you're looking at more ranged. Their expertise on their range is, one of them is just a hit. 2 to 3 is 2 hits. 4+ is a crit and 2 hits.
No, I'd say that's mid. That's pretty average when it comes to them. It could be a little bit better. It could be a lot worse.
The melee, 1 to 3 is a hit and a damage. Not that great.
Yeah, it's all right.
4+ is a crit, a hit, and a damage.
That's a lot of expertise you got to get in there.
Yeah. And then the defensive expertise, 1 to 2 is a damage, or a block.
Damage.
A block. 3+ is a block and a reposition.
The reposition can be very helpful.
Yeah, reposition's okay, but if you're rolling 3, 4, or 5 defense dice and all you get's a block and a reposition, or a couple blocks and a reposition.
Yeah, then you might be in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah. But yeah, the reposition is helpful.
The only time that would be really helpful is with, what's that called? The Darkness and Shadows, where they get the additional dice for the hunkers. So you get the 1 for the hunker, the 1 for the cover, and the 1 for the Darkness and Shadows.
Yeah.
But it has to be a ranged attack.
And then on their tree, the first one is a pinned and a damage.
Pins are pretty good.
Is good. The next one's a shove and a damage.
Shoves are all right.
So that's pretty good. And then if you're going the average of 3, you got an exposed and a damage. You're getting all 3 good ones right away. Or at least what we think are the good ones.
Right. And your opinion may vary.
Yeah. If you didn't want to do the exposed and the damage, you can go down below and do the heal.
For a grade letter, I'd probably say they're a C.
Yeah.
C plus, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Thanks for watching. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Anything you guys like to see, let us know down below. Other than that, thank you for watching. And remember, this is the way, but that is not the way.
It's this way.